All right, thanks for coming back. Cheers, guys. Getting used to it, but getting used to something's not good sometimes. Right, I did put the link up um, after I was asked. Thanks, Dev. Right, Sean, was you? Great observation skills there. Um, did they answer the question you asked me? Remind me of that, please. I've a lot going on. You never saw the link. Well, if you didn't, I don't know why, because I put it up. No link. I'll put it up now. Interesting tonight. I don't mind. I've been used to this before. I've had it all before. My lives went into a different direction, but at the same time, we kept the subjects, controversy alive, etc. Things like that. People don't like it, tough shit. I'll always bring it in because I'm not here to just have a beer and a laugh. If someone's got something serious to talk about and it might mean something to all of us, then they're going to have to talk about it. It's as simple as that. So whether people like that or not, sorry, plenty other channels to go and watch, etc. So I do my best and try and make it a bit of a variety of things rather than just one track. I don't want to keep saying it over and over, to be honest with you. I'll invite anyone on, something good to say, let's hear it. We'll keep on hearing it as long as it's good, etc. Something bad to say, let's hear it. See how far we get on that one. But I'll always give people a chance to say what they think, etc. So yeah, and people will take the piss, and people will respect what I do. So either way, I've got to take it both ways, etc. So, but I'm going nowhere, and you can try all you want, but I'm just gonna carry on being straight, honest, doing what I love doing, making videos. Just trying to enjoy my time on YouTube and get a community together, and so we can all have a good night out or night in, if you like. So let's have a look. Who's come back in? Have you got nothing better to do? Just joking. Okay, SG's back in. Yorkshire Tyke. All right, Sean. Right, I've been through that one. Okay. Bear with me, guys, backstage. James, how you doing? Dave, sound. Okay. Let me see if you answer. Oh, Carol, how you doing? And thanks for that. I've just seen it now, mate. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks very much. Cheers, Carol. Gregory, how you doing? Thanks for coming back in. Yeah, I've had 2 tonight, but I went 4 in a row without having one. So, I'd like to say I'll take that, but no, it's just ridiculous the way. Listen, YouTube, right? You need to sort this out because it's ridiculous, and there's no way you can't think that it isn't. So, if you're gonna do things about people who want to innocently live stream places, and then you get the video taken down because of whatever breaks your guidelines or whatever. I could be breaking them right now by saying this, but you can't let people get away with this, can you? So can you do something about it, please? Hey Tony, we've not got another Irish fella in here, have we? So it is. Oh my God. Spread the word, guys, in Ireland. Brilliant, you lot. Right. Simon. Okay. Let me just get rid of this one. Wipe up. Sean, I think that might be you. Could be. Yeah, but are you sure? I think it is. I think it is. Okay. Simon, who are you? That's ridiculous. You put it on repeat, you'd have to act. Oh, you're trying to concentrate on talking to people and get these idiots backstage. I don't mean you, Sean. I meant the other guy I've just kicked. Right. Oh, God. I can't see it. Uh, wow, Carol, thank you. You don't. Whoa, you know what I mean? Yeah, Neil. So the last couple I've taken down, they've had to go private. So that's it. I think it were about 4 hours worth, something like that. But yeah, that's gone. That's what I mean. That's why people do it. Um, but hey, either way, I'll talk to people for nothing. So they've no real need to do that, have they? Or if they have got a need, why? What's their need? What what are they scared of? Because they won't come on here and say anything, will they? Little shits. I mean, it's not my fault they were bullied at school, or you know what I mean? They've got a small dick, or whatever the problem is. It's not my fault, so don't take it out on my channel. Have you got something against decent people, or people who are trying to have a good conversation, or gain knowledge from each other, or whatever? What's your problem with that? I only understand people who've got brain cells. Right, I'll look back in the chat. I'll take my time a little bit. Sorry, guys. Just let me get my composure back. And thanks for coming back in. It means a lot. Thank you. AD's back in there. We'll get them there. AD, we'll get them. It won't stop me. That's the thing. The more they do it, the more I carry on, the more it will annoy them, I reckon. Because I have a purpose a lot different to what theirs is, you know. Yeah, I think. Do you know what, Carol? StreamYard. No, I don't think they can. I think it's YouTube who have to do it, you know, and sort this out. I mean, they must know thousands of times a day the amount of complaints what come in and stuff like that about it all from all over the world. Don't forget. Um, so why are they doing nothing about it as yet? Hopefully, they've got something in the planning. Um, but it is unjust. It's unbelievable how they can take someone's video down for doing something innocent, and they won't do something about something like this. In justification. So yeah, Neil. Yeah, like I said earlier, it happens all the time. And people come on, they want to say what they want to say, and they say it innocently, and like Fluke does, and it's like it's got to get out there, and it really does have to get out there, and it's like it's very hard not to come out with it because we need this platform because there's lots of people who watch, and normally within 24 hours there's over 1,000 people who watched the live, and it's like it's not a lot of people, right? But it's enough people to pass on maybe what Fluke said for 10 minutes, or what I've said, or what someone said, or it's like, hang on, them two guys argued over that. So, and it gets them thinking about that debate, and it gets people thinking, you know, that's all. Don't be jealous of knowledge being passed on to you, because I'll take it from anyone. And like I said before, I don't care how old they are. You know, a 10-year-old can learn me something. 5-year-old can. 15, 25, 30. I'm 53. 70-year-old can. Doesn't matter what age you are. You know, it's the experiences that you go through, you know, what you've had in your life and you know, Lambraver, how you doing? Yeah, yeah. What? Sorry, I'm just reading the chat. Right. I'm really trying to take your advice, guys, and thanks for trying to help. Oh, and Bobby Sands. Wow. Gosh, that was massive at the time, weren't it? Hunger strike, yeah. He was the guy. When I was a kid and I heard that, in my mind, with the knowledge I got, which was from the TV, and then obviously, you know, at that age, I asked my parents, what's going on? I've heard that, and you know, he's this and hunger, and you know, oh yeah, he's not eating, and so, and I had really bad images in my head about this guy just turning into a skeleton and stuff like that, but not understanding why he did it. It was just like someone who was starving himself. No one really concentrated on why he was doing that. They concentrated more on what he was doing because of the thing they weren't telling us about properly, if you know what I mean. It makes good news, you know. Talk about a guy who stood up for himself, though. Like, fuck you know. Nice one, Eamon. Don't what crime he committed. I forgot what it were. But was it IRA? Was it IRA? Am I allowed to mention IRA? You know what I mean? What do I do? Talk about stroking fucking pussies all night? Sick of it. It's very frustrating when you feel like you can't use free speech. You know, loads of things. IRA. Let's talk about that. The IRA. Yeah. Am I allowed YouTube? Or if I'm not allowed to do that, is it okay if I can porn bomb someone? Is that all right? What about corruption? Um, what about armed, fully trained up armed officers who were off duty who produce a warrant card illegally while they're off duty, to tell this particular person on the street that they're breaking COVID rules, put them in the back of the van, rape and murder them. Shall we talk about that? Oh, I mean, a police, yeah, warrant card. Yeah, I think I gave it away. Yeah, no names. It's just a rare occasion that happens, corruption and stuff. Part of life. Just put up with it, don't we? AD, I would never have doubted you on that. Never. Well done, you, mate. Well said. Eamon, come on, let's bring it on. Absolutely, mate. I never lived in Ireland, for God's sake. I'm glad I didn't at that time. Torture, man. Torture. And when I was in the forces, right, I got trained up for Northern Ireland, and it was ridiculous what we had to go through. And people just accept it, don't they? I'll not be a minute, Fluke. No worries, mate. Sorry. I just need to get back to a level. Liberty, honestly, I'd love to devour that guy. No worries, mate. I'll leave it. Amen. I don't want to upset anyone or anything. It's just another part of the past which was very important, but people seem to forget about the amount of torture and heartache and what people have had to go through. For what? For someone else's gain. Like, we're talking about a small handful of people's gain compared to them playing a game with people's lives in a big scale. And they're going, just like you would, I suppose, playing a game, Xbox or whatever. That kind of, you know, sad. Neil, I'm sick of telling Fluke to be less repetitive. Sick of telling him, but I've got no chance in hell of stopping him, right? But I will do. All I'll say is, Fluke, stop. And he will. I promise you. You can't help it. Listen, love him or hate him, right? That's the way he is. And he does have a lot of respect for my channel. And if I do, you know, if I say Fluke, please, he will. So please don't be discouraged by anything. He's got important things to say. I know he's repetitive and he's just trying to embellish and emphasize things to you. He's trying to get it into you, because I feel the same way sometimes. It's like it's not really sinking in, guys, is it? But please bear with Fluke. Do not take him the wrong way, whatever you do. There's people out there who've got important information. They're not bad people either. So whether they bug the shit out of you or not, like I do, please bear with it. I'm sorry. Right, okay. So thanks for coming back in. Sorry for the rant. I'll only be on for about another hour. So I'm going to bring Fluke back on, which is definitely Fluke, because he's going to give me the thumbs up. Yeah.
Hi, mate.
How you doing, Sean? I think Sean, I'm not sure. Right, okay. Oh, God.
Sorry, I'm not sure if you're talking to me or talking to somebody else. So
Yeah, someone else backstage. Yeah, I'm not sure though.
oh, okay. So
Yeah.
no, it's up to you,
No,
mate.
I
You
don't think it is.
take your
Sean,
time.
you've got to do better than that. So I know, mate, but look at it from my point. I don't know. Right, okay, I'll have to leave you. Right, what's the one word I call you every time? Put the initials up with your fingers. You. What's the next word? Hey, Sean Patterson, you. You. Right, it is Sean. All right, Scottish bastard. Here he is.
You're
Sean,
Deanology.
I have to make...
I'm Shawnee P.
Oh my God!
That's what I was saying. You're Deanology.
I couldn't see it
Shawnee
properly
P.
on screen. I couldn't see it. You got what? You? Oh my God!
I'm promoting your channel, bud, and you didn't even let me on.
I couldn't see it. I thought he's going like this, and I'm thinking, what the fuck's he doing? And
I was saying, you're Deanology. I'm Shawnee P. And I kept writing, I kept on telling you to look at chat, and I'm writing, it is me. I was saying, look at chat, look at the chat.
I'm really
writing,
sorry. I've gone through, honestly, you won't believe it, mate, but oh my God. Right.
I was there on the night that you had like 4 in one night. I was there for the whole lot.
Yeah.
So I could believe it.
Yeah.
Hi, Fluke, good to see you.
Yeah, you too, man.
No, I wasn't coping up well. I got bad news about my brother, and it affected my mental health. So rather than come onto people's lives when I'm iffy about myself, rather than come on here and might be a bit frantic or something like that, I'd rather not risk your channel at all, and just stay away from it, kind of thing. So that's why I've been off for a couple of, well, I don't know, I think it's only been a days.
All right,
maybe
you don't have to explain anything or anything like that, but nice to see you anyway. Good to see that your hair's growing back.
Oh, I'm missing it, like, but the sun. I got sunburned today, sat in my house, curtains closed, and I live in Scotland. And I got sunburned sitting in my house with my curtains closed. How the hell does that happen? Look, my face is all red. I was just sunburned for sat in my house. How the hell can that happen?
That is madness.
I could tell you worse. I have tanned once in my life. When I went to Iraq, I came back brown. And yet I sit in my own home in Scotland and I get bright red. This world makes no sense.
Definitely not, mate.
That's climate change.
Not.
Climate change.
Climate change. That's what it is. How much did you pay for that, by the way? Sorry. By the way, Sean, this is Fluke. Fluke, this is Sean. You might have come across each other before, but
once before, he he was talking about a form, and this was what really woke me up, was the form that was saying that the third thingamabobber was going to come with a new kind of a new kind of mutation. I'll go for that word, mutation. I think I can say that word. At the same time as the third thingamabobber. And when he said that and it actually happened, that was me. I was wide awake. That was it. Started going to myself, well, if this came out like 4 years before, why is... I started asking myself, is this why my government buildings are all still closed to me, yet everything else is open?
Yeah.
You know, that was the first thought that came into my head. And it really shook me up because it's like, it's too close to home. You don't expect this out in America. I don't expect it here.
Can I make a point there?
Yeah, sure, mate.
When you come across this type of shit, do you know what I mean? It is scary. It is worrying. Do you know what I mean? It is, as Sean's. Sorry, is it Sean?
Yeah.
Sean.
Yeah, Sean. When you present this information, do you know what I mean? It is worrying. It is, you know, scary. It is, you know, and it's. I don't present it as being scary. I'm not trying to be scary. I'm trying to say to you, look, this is the people that are presenting you the information. They're the scary people. I'm not the scary person. You know, the government's the scary people. You know what I mean? They're the ones presenting the information in such a way that it's presented you in a scary way, or it's just like it makes you worry. You know. And, you know, I just present it as what it is. You know, there's no other way to present it. I can't present it in a scary way. I can't present it in a positive way. I can't present it in a sort of, I've done my due diligence and all that sort of shit, you know. I can just present it. That's the facts.
It's like a camera. A camera doesn't tell a story. The camera just films. It doesn't do the story. The camera doesn't even narrate. It just films what's going on. I learned that from one of the auditors I watched. He goes, this is just a witness. He goes, I cannot edit this or anything like that. He goes, I'll put it up 100% and it's just evidence. It might be used as evidence against me. Maybe I've done something wrong, but maybe you've done something wrong. You know, it's just to be explained the whole filming. But like yourself, you just give the evidence. You're not trying to scare. You're not trying to... I wouldn't even say you were trying to educate.
From an auditing perspective, yeah, that's good, because at the end of the day, it's like, you know, you can only use whatever you want to use against me, because if I've got it on video, you can't use it against me, you know, unless you take my camera away from me and then delete my images, and then you can present whatever evidence you want to the court and say this guy did this, and this. Do you know what I mean? Because we took his camera off him and deleted all his footage. Do you know what I mean? I mean, you've got to be a pretty corrupt fucking system to do that. Do you know what I mean? It's as simple as that.
I'm starting to think it is.
And that's okay. So we're not talking about if we're not talking from an auditing perspective, then let's talk from a government perspective. You know, a government perspective is not pretty much dissimilar from an auditing perspective. It's like, let's take an example. An example would be the demonstrations against. I'm not sure if you want me to say this, Dino, and if you don't want me to talk about it, I won't talk about it because it's your channel. Let's go back a couple of years, and there was demonstrations in the streets about the whole nonsense, COVID stuff and all the rest of it. So it was okay for the police to basher you over the head and pepper spray you for your safety.
my problem is, was that actually cops, or was that what they do with footballers? You know, they get the security guards to put on cop uniforms because they know they've not got enough cops.
Right. Let me
I was just wondering if they did
reiterate.
that during protests, because if so, you've got a bunch of idiots that do not actually know what they're meant to be doing.
Right.
Because
Okay.
security
So
guards aren't going to know
let
that.
me
not
go
us
back to the
about
beginning.
people.
Right? Let me go back to the beginning. There's a demonstration about COVID and the restrictions and everything else, right? So the
Yeah.
police then bash you over the head and pepper spray you, yeah, and whack you and put you in handcuffs and throw you in the back of a van and take you to a cage, right, for your safety. Think about
Everything's
that.
for our safety. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Even a phone call is for your security and for your safety. Every time you enter a shopping centre, you're being cameraed because of your safety and for your security. It's all because of your safety. Everywhere we go, it's because of your safety.
That's the excuse. It's
It's
almost
not.
like an excuse that used. They use that excuse time
You're being
and
watched
time
and
again.
scrutinised.
You know,
That's it.
it's like their safety mechanism. Oh, we're doing this for your
You're
safety.
being recorded
We're
because
doing
every
you this.
word you say, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
You know, it
it's
could
like their
influence
repetitive
things.
nonsense. It's like their repetitive nonsense. Oh, we're doing this for your safety and your security, and you have to give up your information
Oh,
so we
it's
can
all
prove
because
it.
of you. You're the
You know, it's
important one. We're
nonsense.
doing this for
Nonsense.
you. You know.
I think I might have upset the audit today.
Who's that?
I was watching one. The audit is like a big he audits and goes through every single law that could be violated and all the rest of it. It's really,
He's
really
the
good.
biggest
Like
fucking shill on YouTube, mate.
but it's an American version.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's an advertisement
He's
before
a stroker. He's a striker.
It's an advertisement before his show, and it's for a DirectGov website out in America, and he's basically telling you to pass on your details. So I asked him, is he really telling us to give our details to the government on a show that promotes using either your human right of anonymity, which we have, or your Fourth Amendment to the Constitution, like the Americans have? And as soon as I typed it and pushed in and sent it, I was like, oh, I should never have done that. This guy's got such a huge following that, you know, something like this could spark off heaps of people being kind of angry, yeah, and all the rest of it. It's like a bit, I didn't do it to be controversial. I did it to make others kind of like see that, you know, there's a bit of a...
Can I make a point, right? When it comes to someone like Audit the Audit, right? He's like so on the fence, it's untrue, right? So rather than say, right, no, you've got an absolute right to film in a public place and you've got absolute constitutional rights to do it, and you've got, rather than stand on that side of the fence and absolutely hold on to those people's fundamental human rights to do what they do and their constitutional rights to do what they do, he straddles the fence. And then he goes, but then I understand why the police want to do this, this, and this, and that. It's like you can't stand on both sides of the fence. You can't turn around and say the police have got every right to fucking ask you for your identification. And don't get me wrong, right? But police have got every right to ask you for your identification, but you've got no fundamental, under the Fourth Amendment of the United States Constitution, you've got no right to identify yourself.
Right.
What they use is they use bullying tactics, they use intimidation, and they use all of those. Hang on, if you let me finish, they will use all of those things: bullying tactics, intimidation tactics, you know, handcuffing you, you know, anything they want, because they'll never be held to a higher standard than you are, you know.
I've got a permanent mark on my wrist, Hank.
That's the problem.
Yeah,
it's simple. And this is where people like Audit the Audit fall down. This is where Audit the Audit falls down, because he doesn't represent both sides of the problem.
No, it's abuse of powers, and just why you've said both sides of the problem, Luke, and Sean's right as well. But that comment there, which is fair enough, because that type of comment comes up a lot, right? Right, I'll try and help you, right? there is a point of auditing police. That's point one. Right, the ones you've seen are there to instigate a confrontation. I can't deny that fact, that there are people who go out there from police stations to get a confrontation, which gets them views. And now you're talking money, right? I'm talking about big channels now, right? Not me. People like that.
Not me.
Right. So there are some people who go out there and who can expose real tyrants, people who are not doing the job properly, people who need to wake up about the fact that they are paying these people to abuse their powers and things like that. Rather than being not bothered about that, I would rather you see it from that point of view, where you can see these guys who expose these people, and they also expose the good guys as well. And I've said this, Fluke will tell you, I have said this throughout from minute one, every live I've done. There's the good guys, the bad guys. It's all about exposing the bad guys. And most of the time, if you do it smartly, they'll expose themselves. And that's the way I look at it. Some people will go out there and, you know, I don't want to mention names, but they do it for views, confrontate. They're not in it for, let's expose this guy, let's make him known, she known, or whatever. Let's make sure that this person does not act in that way again, or whatever.
You made a very good point there.
My biggest claim to fame, right, is a guy in a shopping centre, right, and he was a complete tyrant, right? So it went out, it 20,000 views, might be 30 now, I don't know. But I got pulled up in the same town I did it, and this Asian guy come up to me, and I was going home, and he went, "Deanology," and I turned round and I went, and he went, and he put his hand out, and I said, "Hiya, mate, how you doing?" And I thought, "Who's this?" And he said, "Listen, mate, your video brilliant. You know that guy? The shop." Oh yeah. You've done this town a favour. Bolton's a big town. Now apparently this guy's been he's been at that for years, bullying kids, teenagers. We've all been teenagers. We've gone through shopping centres, acting stupid, running around. When the COVID, when the thing came in, no one wore a mask, he'd pull them up on it every single time. He was one of them who was a complete tyrant. So apparently after that video went out, and he was checking things out, he was checking my channel out, how many subs have I got and things like that. I bet you one of them with about 50 subs, 150 subs, something like that. So we'll check it out then. At that time, I think I had about 1,700. So it's at about 25,000 views. He's had to move out of town. He's had family problems because of it. Everyone in the town knows about it. According to this guy, I've done a whole town a favour by getting rid of one tyrant who's had to move out of that town because of that video where I exposed him. So
exactly, and that's the point. That I think some people don't get the point of auditing, and the point of auditing is exposing people that don't have the right to tell you what to do in a public place. And if you think you've got the right, because you've got a security badge and a little security jacket and a high-vis jacket, that you've got somehow the power to tell me what I can and can't do, you know, in a public place.
I didn't walk to him though, mate. He jumped out at me from a doorway, and of course I go out and do what I do, and I'm not denying the fact that I might actually.
I've done the same. Yep, no problem.
Things, right? Because I think, hang on a minute, he's acting like, right, go on, I'll nip in there, let's see what happens. I'll do that, no worries about it, but I'm not, as you said, confrontational in that way. I'm sorry. It's a fair question. What was put up? A constant supporter as well. Good question. Thank you. But yeah, I don't go out there for that. But if I do spy something, I think this guy's out of order. I'll go towards it and I might bait it a bit. That's the way I work. But I won't go out there balls out.
I think the thing that people need to understand is the fact that the bottom line is, if I go out auditing, right, regardless whether you call it auditing or photography or this or that, regardless of what you think, right, the bottom line is everything I do and every time I've gone out and done what I do, it's well within my legal boundaries to do it.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
the only thing that can fuck that situation up is the police fuck up or security guards fuck up or they both fuck up. Do you know what I mean? It's on them. It's not on me. It's on them. They're the ones that fuck up. Do you know what I mean? They're the ones that put me in handcuffs for taking pictures of a tank that was on public display at a fucking military base. You know, they're the ones that fucked up, you know, constantly, time after time after time. I didn't fuck up because I'm doing the same thing time and time again. All I'm doing is holding a video camera and pointing it at you. Do you know what I mean? And you've got security cameras all over your building and you're wearing fucking, you know, body cameras and this, that, and the other. You've got so you can record me as much as you want, right? But when I record you, I'm somehow an issue.
Exactly, Fluke. And I've said that in many a video I've done. I've gone, what? Are you kidding me? Look around. Are you joking? Everyone's got a camera. Every single person you see around you right now has got a camera on the phone. You know? And I've been to a football ground. And
I think that's what pisses me off the most
things
about
like that. And it's like, you know what I mean? Yeah. There's no way you're not going to get your phone out on this football match you're going to see and take a picture of your favourite player or whatever that. If you catch a child in the background, do you know what I mean? Are you going to think, oh my God, I've got a child in the background?
Who gives a fuck about catching a child in the background?
Am I a fucking paedophile now? And that's the way people's minds are going.
No, it's bollocks.
Because of the way it's fucking they're being taught.
Let's do that. The word incidental, right? if we address the word incidental, right? Say I'm taking a picture of an oak tree, right? I'm taking a picture of an oak tree, right? In a public park, I'm taking a picture of an oak tree, right? And a clown jumps out and goes, la, 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 you know? And, well, I'm not there to take the picture of the clown. I'm there to take a picture of the oak tree. The fact that the clown jumps out and goes, la, 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 is irrelevant. That's incidental. Incidental means it's not the reason that I was there to do it, right? That is incidental, right? This is no different to doing an audit. If I'm doing an audit and a police car drives past while I'm filming the high street, that's incidental. It's incidental that police car drove past at that time, you know? And this is the same thing with kids, and it fucks me off, right? Especially when it comes to kids, right? Oh, you can't take pictures of children. I had this on an audit with the fucking barracks audit. You can't take pictures of children. Bullshit. I can take pictures of children all day long. What I cannot do legally is make, distribute, store indecent images of children. That's the fucking law, right? That's the fucking law. If I'm standing there with my camera taking a picture of a Lamborghini, right? And I think, what a lovely, beautiful car. And I want to take a picture of this Lamborghini. And this 5-year-old kid walks past my camera. That's incidental.
Yeah.
I wasn't there to take a picture of that 5-year-old. I was there to take a picture of the Lamborghini. You know, that's incidental. Do you know what I mean? And that's what people don't realize. And here's another thing. And this is another thing that's really important along with auditing, right? Especially in the UK. Harassment, alarm, and distress, right?
Mm-hmm.
Harassment is on 2 or more occasions, yeah? Alarm. What causes alarm? What causes distress? There's a reason they use those two words, alarm and distress, right? Alarm for the first part, right? If I'm standing outside a post office, for argument's sake, and I'm filming, right? Now, if I'm standing outside a post office, for argument's sake, you know, I'm just taking that as for whatever, you know, it's irrelevant. But say I'm filming outside a post office, right? That can't cause alarm. If I'm standing outside a post office with a samurai sword, that could cause alarm. That's the whole point of the word alarm. And if you look up the definition of the word alarm, you'll realize it consists of the word to scare, to make people in fear. Right? I can't stand outside of a post office with a camera or a cucumber. That doesn't constitute the word alarm. Standing outside a post office with a samurai sword could cause alarm, right? That's why they use those words. The second word is distress. What do ships do when they get fucking bombed in the middle of the ocean? They put out a distress signal. A distress signal is used. The reason they use the word distress is the fact that you're sounding off a distress signal, which means that there's potentially life at threat, right? Life could be lost. That's a distress signal. That's why they put up a distress flag on a ship, right? That's exactly what it's about, right? Standing outside a fucking post office with a camera can't consider be distress. Now, if I'm standing outside a fucking post office with a shotgun, right, and I don't have any legal right to carry that shotgun, that could be considered distress. That could make you in fear of your life. Standing outside of a post office, for argument's sake, with a camera is no different from standing outside the very same fucking postal service with a fucking cucumber sandwich.
It's
It
about
makes
the
no
law,
difference,
isn't it? It's about the law, what you can and can't do.
and that's what people don't understand. People, many, Dino, how many times have we seen audits where they go, oh, alarm, harassment and distress?
Yeah.
It's the first thing that comes to a copper's mouth, yeah? Because he's talking bollocks, yeah? Because he doesn't know what alarm is, he doesn't know what distress is, and he doesn't know what harassment is, yeah? Because he's talking out of his arsehole. So if an auditor is going to go out there and do what they want to do, they've got to understand the law in the first place, because otherwise you have no defence. And it's too late when you get to the court to say, oh, well, I wasn't causing alarm and distress. It's too late then. You've got to cut it off at the bollocks. Do you know what I mean? You can't, like I said to you, if you're standing outside of a building, regardless of the building, if you're holding a samurai sword, that would cause alarm. Because if you're standing outside that building with a camera, it's the same as standing outside that building with
a... And you know, that's distressing for us, to be honest with you. It's the most legal thing you can do because everyone's got a camera. Not everyone's got a samurai sword.
Information.
Not everyone's going there to threaten everyone, to threaten police stations or the police. But yeah, if anyone in a public building, like a police station, they seem to get paranoid, especially Lewisham. But there's, I don't know, they ask stupid questions like, what are you doing? Like,
nothing illegal.
You know, I'm filming. Why?
My answer is nothing illegal. If you can prove I'm doing something illegal, arrest me.
It's like, I don't have to. And then they get to that point where it's like,
no,
well,
that's the whole process of what they do. It's the whole
you know, you could be a terrorist.
Oh, you could be this, you could be that. I could be a sausage roll. It doesn't make any fucking difference. Your perception of who I am is irrelevant.
Yeah.
You know?
And
you could think I'm a terrorist, you can think I'm a sausage roll, you know?
Yeah, like what level, like, but they trip themselves up. It's like when they bring terrorism out. I went to Guildford headquarters, I think, and he went, oh, terrorism. And I said, oh, me knowing the law and what level of terrorism we were at. There's 5 points. And I said, so, and he's, oh, terrorism. So I said, oh, right. So at what level are we at? And he went, I don't know. I said, well, I'll tell you, we're at substantial. So that's me telling a copper an answer to my question to him, which he couldn't answer. And he's a copper. And he's saying to me,
yeah, and
terrorism.
to a certain degree, you're just affirming their suspicion, right? Because when you say, which level of terrorism are we at? And you say to him, oh, substantial, right? You're just, you're absolutely confirming his suspicions. You know, whereas if you turn around and say, do you know what? You've got 9, something like, I did the research on this, right? And since 2001, September of 2001, 2001, it's like you are literally 45 times likely to die in police custody than you are likely to die in terrorist activity.
What terrorist activity?
Exactly.
I don't see any. I don't see any terrorist activity.
Right, okay.
There is none.
Okay, I'll give you the facts, right? Since September 11th, 2001 in the UK, on average, right, if you take all the terrorist citizens' deaths in the UK, right?
Yeah.
On average, 7 people a year die from terrorist-related activities, right? 7 citizens in the UK die in terrorist-related activities, right? On top of that, on average, over the same period of time, 45 people a year die in police custody.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Now, on top of that, terrorists have no fucking obligation to look after your fucking safety. Yeah? Terrorists do not fucking look after your safety. But when you're in police custody, they have an obligation to look after you. Yeah? They're legally obligated to look after you. But more people die in police custody than die of terrorist-related incidents. So who the fuck are the terrorists in this country?
Well, we know this. Yeah,
exactly.
And that it's not just the police. It comes from the puppets from the masters, who then pass it down to the lesser puppets, which are the police, etc., etc. So,
and this is the other thing that
was
really important. I think the really important
and it is
thing
important
is the police panicking about, you know what it's like, mate. People go out and do audits at police stations and blah blah blah, and they go, "Oh, it's terrorist related, and we're going to search you under the Terrorist Act and this, that, and the other." Do you know how many police officers? Do you know how many police officers have died in the last 22 years from terrorist-related incidents?
Right?
One police officer in 22 years.
Every single place I've been, every single one, it's the same script. So in other words, they've got a script.
So don't abide by their script. Abide by your script.
And it's leading up to wherever it's going to lead up to. Fortunately for us, it won't be as bad as what it will be in the near future. I'm sorry, but it is. Everyone's going to be a terrorist. You're not allowed to do things legally anymore. Okay? You won't be allowed to think the way you think. Things like that.
Yeah, but also it's happening down south. Scotland's near what nothing to do with us.
Sorry, Sean, what was that, mate?
That's the way it's going down through. Scotland's already said that our police have already stated they're wanting no part of this. They're saying that it's going against human rights, what's going to be happening to use lot.
Yeah.
That's our own police saying it. I mean, whoever thought Scotland
I would counter
they're just saying it. So it's like you go to one cop shop and they're saying it, and like you go to another and they're saying it, and it's like two ends of the country, two different cop shops, two different police officers saying the same thing. It's all scripted out there. This is what you must do when you approach someone who's doing this, etc. Everyone's a fucking terrorist these days to the police. So it's building up to a state control of you're going to be under control because,
Right. This is
as far as
this
we're
is
concerned, we
this
have
is
to
the ul-
protect
yeah, this is the
ourselves from
ultimate
terrorism,
problem. You've got
not
look
just
at
from
the
you, but
American
from the
look at
world, from
look
your
at the
own
American
countrymen.
look at the American police, right? The American police, I've watched videos of the American police in their own training centers being told that you could have to shoot a child, you could shoot a grandmother, you could shoot a mum, because at the end of the day, you have to go home safe. Can you imagine instilling that mentality into a 25-year-old kid, right? That he's allowed to shoot a child, he's allowed to shoot a grandmother, he's allowed to shoot a mum or a dad
When did
or a
they get them,
cousin.
Fluke?
But then he's
When
got
did they get
no
these
fucking
people?
compulsion to
You
be
know when they get these
responsible for his
people,
actions.
they get them when they're very young, don't they? Because when I went in the army at 19,
And that's what needs to be
I was
exposed.
convinced that what I was doing was the right thing. I was convinced that when they said Iraq War 1 was because of Kuwait, which I'd never fucking heard of before, but yet I was involved in the job of I've got to go there and fucking do my job. That's ridiculous thinking back now. But at the time, when you're at that age, you will take it in like you did at school, primary school. From the age of 4, guys, you're fucked. You're basically
right.
fucked.
That's not I'm not equating the military with the police, right? What I'm trying to equate and what people get to understand is the fact that it's like the police are literally the Fraternal Order of Police in the US are training their own police officers, regardless of their age, is that they're always under threat. You know, they're always under threat. You know, where in the US, right, you're 18 times more likely to die by a police gun than a police officer is to die from a civilian's gun. Right.
My point is,
the problem. Hang on, let me finish the point. The point is when you train a bunch of people to be so scared of their own shadow, and everybody's like, oh, everyone wants to kill me, and I've got a gun. Do you know what I mean? What do you think the reaction's going to be? You're going to get that reaction. You know, you're going to get that reaction. That's what it is. Because you're literally instilling fear into the very people that are supposed to be protecting you. It makes no fucking sense.
Totally agree. But what disappoints me is the fact that these guys know it and they're following a script. I don't know how they feel when they go through that process. Like, I've got reasonable suspicion that you're doing this and doing that and things like that. And at the same time, as a human being, knowing that what they're saying is like fucking bullshit. But yet they have to carry it through. It's part of the odds, it's part of the job.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
The biggest point for me, let me finish, Fluke, right?
Yeah, go on.
The biggest point for me is why don't these guys do what I would do, which is pack the fucking job in?
Okay, my point would be when you say they've got reasonable suspicion, just the same in the UK, it's no different. The words might mean different things. Do you know what I mean? Oh, we've got this and we got that. You know, it's all about ID. It's got nothing to do with reasonable suspicion. You know, I'm standing there with a camera in a public place, so therefore I must be suspicious. Do you know what I mean?
But like you just said,
but then this is the point. The point is, and it's no different in America as it in the UK or any other country on the planet, right? It's like, what is the point of it? All you want is my ID because you want me to get on a database where you can fucking stick me on a database and then I'm stuck on that database. Yeah.
Why?
And
why?
I'll come back to that in a sec, right? Now, why would you want to do that? Because you know that everything I'm doing is perfectly legal. So why do you need my ID? Why is like the ID is the crack for police? It's like crack heroin for these people.
Yeah.
Because their boss has told them to get them on, and the sergeant
Right, sure.
told the lieutenant, and the lieutenant told the sergeant, and the sergeant turned the fucking constable to get everybody's ID. Yeah, and people suck up this shit, and people go, "Oh, there's my ID officer. There's my ID officer." I did a fucking poll in one of the shops that I used to work in, right? And I asked 100 fucking people that week, right? If a police officer asks you for ID, do you know if you need to give it legally or not? And literally 100% of those people said yes, they would give up their ID. That's what a sad country we live in.
I know,
Because
but
people
Fluke,
don't understand.
It's disappointing for us, right? For us, people like us, right? But we need to get these people into it. Simple as that. We can't keep moaning about it and
And I
shit like
think,
that. We always
yeah,
will.
we can moan about it all
but-
day long. But the point is, it's like, this is the education we're trying to. If you're an auditor and you're trying to fucking educate people, this is one of the fundamental things that you're trying to educate people on. Is you don't have to give your fucking identification.
No, I know, but in that,
Even if you did,
Luke,
even if
please calm down a bit, though. You need to calm down a bit now, mate.
Right. The point I'm trying to make is, if I gave my, say for argument's sake, I gave my information, right? I gave my name and my address and my date of birth, right? Right. I'm now on the police national database. You know as well as I do how many police officers every year get fucked over for manipulating and abusing the police national computer. Do you think I want to be on that fucking national database when they're fucking abusing the shit out of it? Not likely. I don't want to be on that computer.
This
right?
is my
Here's
point.
an example. Here's an example.
Yeah.
Here's an example. Here's just one simple example, right?
Put this one in, Fluke, and then honestly, mate, take a rest
Manchester.
after this one. Listen, my channel. Take a rest after this one. What you're just about to say. Let Sean speak. And let myself speak after that.
Okay, right. There was a guy in Manchester, and he was an Indian guy, a guy of brown skin, whatever you want to call him, Pakistani. I can't remember what he was.
199.
Right? And he booked flights for him and his children. So him, his wife, and his 4 children to fly to Florida to see family that lived in America. Right? He gets to the airport at Manchester. They transfer him into a flight in Heathrow. He gets on the flight at Heathrow. His wife is allowed to get on the flight. His children are allowed to get on the flight, but he's not allowed to get onto the flight. The reason being was he was on the terrorist watch list, right? This is a guy that's never committed a criminal offence in his life, not even so much as a speeding ticket, right? But he's on the terrorist watch list, right? So he goes to, the police station and asks why he's on the terrorist watch list. They can't answer the question. So he goes to his MP. His MP can't answer why he's on the terrorist watch list. His MP was actually kind of fucking perturbed as why this guy is on the terrorist watch list without any evidence whatsoever. So he takes it up with, the CIA, or not CIA, the fucking, whatever it is, fucking, whatever it is, they took it up and up and up and up. And every time they went through the fucking whole thing, they were never given an option. Every time they just said, he's on the terrorist watch list. We can't tell you why he's on the terrorist watch list. And we can't tell you what reason he's on the terrorist watch list. 6 years after he was stopped from going on that flight to going to see his own family in Florida, he still doesn't know why he's on that terrorist watch list. And that's the reason why you need to make sure that you keep your information safe, because you could end up in the same fucking boat as that poor cunt. That's the fucking point. Because when push comes to shove, yeah, and you go and you want to go to fucking France on holiday, right? And you can't get on a fucking flight because some dickhead has put you on a fucking terrorist watch list. For what reason? You can't find out what that reason is. This guy ended up going to his NP, and his own NP put in forms to the MI6, MI5, and all the rest of it. Why is this guy on the terrorist watch list? They said he is on the terrorist watch list, but we can't tell you why he's on the terrorist watch list. And he's still on the So after 6 years, this guy who's never committed a criminal offence in the UK is on the terrorist watch list.
All right, we get it. Luke, give me a minute, please. Just let me catch up with this chat.
So I'm just trying. Sorry, I'm a bit passionate about that.
No, I know that. We know that. This is what I tell.
And this could happen to you as an auditor and me as an auditor.
Yeah, I know. We know this, right? Listen, you've heard Luke say what he said, right? There's been comments coming in about that, so let me address that, please. So, you've got to live with it for the rest of my life. Yeah, someone put in, I think it was Dave. Yeah, I don't care. Hang on, give me a sec, guys. I'm sorry. I don't care if someone has information on me. I've nothing to hide or give except for my ripping physique. Fair enough. That's fair play. I mean, yeah, no worries. Same here. Nothing to hide, nothing to fear, things like that. I think the thing that hangs over me is the fact that I'm being watched. I'm being, every word I say and on YouTube or whatever we text, whatever we put into our PCs and things like that, it's all being. That is the horrible thing for me. So even if you're doing nothing wrong and things like that, you're still being scrutinized. And for me, that's a horrible feeling, especially if you're doing nothing wrong, if you like, or just standing up for yourself and trying to be yourself. That's a horrible feeling.
I think if I could just make one more point.
I know he. Listen, Fluke, hang on. Let me let me carry on. I know he is right, but all I have to say is Fluke, please, and he will be quiet, and he has done. So I know he is. I've told you before. That's what he's like. He gets passionate, right? But he's not stupid, for one, and he does know when to shut up. Either that, or I'll kick him off. Simple. And he knows how to have a laugh as well. So don't forget that. Don't think of Luke as being one way, okay? So I'll always stick up for him. He is a pain in the ass. He knows it more than any of us. So just kind of respect that in a way. And if I ever say, Luke, please be quiet, he will do. And I respect that as well. So he makes his point. He does. What you're saying, guys, is right. He can take that. It can annoy us, but okay, it's still important information. That's the way I see it anyway. Cash, Carol, and okay, let me just catch up just for a sec, guys. I'm sorry. Sean, I want you to say something in a sec. Yeah. Listen, you've all got your opinions and things like that. Fair enough, but I'm always open and I'm willing to hear anything from anybody. So let's go. Thanks. Right, Sean, it's your turn. What is that you're wearing, for one?
Well, it's the same as this.
You've not. Oh, get to fuck.
But I've got a problem with this. I was hoping it'd be as big as this, but as you can see, it fits in my cup, so it's too small. I'm needing a bigger one.
Right, I had no idea there were cups.
Well, there must be, because I got one.
Yeah, well, he won't even send me one anything like. I didn't realise he'd done a mug.
And a nice long sleeve tops. I did want the man, the myth, the curtain, but it didn't come with long sleeves.
I've never seen. This is embarrassing.
You've never looked in your own shop? Honestly. I took one look and I was like, I need a new long sleeve t-shirt, and I seen the one that said the man, the myth, the curtain. I goes, I want that one. And it was only short sleeved.
I didn't know we did cups though. I knew we did t-shirts and stuff. But
Oh, my mate loves it. Every time he comes round, he's like, you got a cup? It's in the kitchen. I can't use it, it's too small. Not that I have any problems with things being too small, because, sometimes it's... That's a story
see,
for another
there's
time.
another thing, right? People will be thinking, oh, Dino's got merchandise. Right, for one, most of you don't know, because I never go, hey, buy my stuff. I don't know. I didn't even know I had mugs. Right, I know the Joe Black. He's the guy. He does the merchandise. It was his idea. He's not even give me anything. He designed everything. Honestly, and I've just said, Joe, if you give me if you send me what you've done, design, I'll wear the t-shirt. Might sell you some more t-shirts, And he's not even sent me one.
Oh, well, I'll do my best, I'll do my best.
Honestly, I can't believe someone's...
I had to do something to support you, Dino. That was what was, I think it was a week of lives you told me you lost. And I went like, I've got to show my support somehow.
Honestly, I do get, this is what I mean about money. I get next to nothing for that. I think, I don't know how much it charged Sean for that, but I think I get about £2.50 a sale.
What, for your t-shirts and your cups?
I didn't know he did cups, but for t-shirts and the jumper things, yes. Oh, for fuck's sake, it weren't even my idea or anything. I'm not into that.
I was winding up Tony, because Tony was like, what's that you're wearing? I goes,
I can't
Dino's
believe
curtain.
you chose that one though, Sean. There's the one with
I've got
the
a scar on my arm I don't like seeing, so as long as I'm wearing long sleeve and don't see it, I don't get upset.
It suits you anyway. It suits you. Looks all right. In fact, I know why you've got it now. It's just come to me. It looks more tartan. It's got a more Scottish look to it, right?
It does actually look.
There you go. Right. That's the new tartan of Scotland. Right, it's Deanology. There you go. Deanology curtains, the new Scottish flag. So, there.
So you didn't even know you did cups? And I'm sitting here moaning about a bigger one.
I didn't. He did, I think he did like a jumper.
Aye, there's hoodies, t-shirts, jumpers, there's yours, there's the Sniffer family, there's tons. I was spoilt for choice. And there's a t-shirt that actually says on it, the Sniffer family. Because I was tempted to get that one, but I was like, no, I said I'd get a Dino one.
I don't know what's going on. But anyway, you've shocked me, Sean.
Isn't really the first time I shocked them once by coming on with short hair?
It doesn't suit you.
Nah, I've had it long. I put my fingers through it and there's no hair to go through. It's like, no, it's gone.
Oh, God. Oh, gosh. Right, but guys, everyone who's still in there, thanks so much indeed. There's still, there's 50 people in. Wow. 2:15 a.m. England time. Anyone else from abroad, thanks very much for coming in. Early morning, afternoon, whatever, it doesn't matter. We're having a good chat. We've got Fluke in. Right. But Sean, thanks. Sean,
sorry, you said thanks is all for coming in abroad. I said you're welcome.
Sean, out of curiosity, how much for them cups?
Oh, the cup was cheaper than the t-shirt. I can remember that.
People off.
But I put it on the maximum size of cup, thinking it would be as big as this one.
No, I'm just
But-
thinking of
but I
buying one
mean-
myself. You know what I mean?
But I mean, look, I mean, it's tiny in comparison.
I'm just thinking of buying one myself. You know?
I would buy one of these ones. It's a lot bigger. I could put a lot more alcohol in this one. A lot more tea in this one.
Right, Joe, if you're watching and listening, do you see that one? See it? See that in Sean's hand? Why don't you sell a mug of me
Fucking
like
kidding
that
me.
instead
Are
of
you
that little small
fucking
fry
kidding me?
shit?
This one here, I can get my hand round.
See the difference?
I'm shocked.
Ridiculous.
2
can't
tea bags
believe
and a quarter of a bag of sugar.
He still goes. How come I don't even know about this? Right. Sean, anyway, mate, fucking hell. Can't believe it. I know what the thing is. I know why you've chosen that one though. The other design, which was the logo thing, but I know why you've chosen.
The man, the myth,
Very
the
much,
curtain.
it's very much Scottish.
That's the one I actually wanted. I like talking there, the man, the myth, the curtain. Because as soon as I seen it, I was like, oh, geez, the amount of lives I've been on where we've actually just sat there and spoke about that flimming curtain. There's been on, I've seen me been on a live, it's been
Can't
mentioned
believe
as a
these
eBay
people.
thing.
I really can't.
I
can't believe
It's
it.
a giveaway prize. It's constantly been mentioned, your curtain.
No worries. Fluke, what?
All right, bud.
You all right, mate? Fluke,
Yeah, I'm cool.
all right. Okay.
I'll be honest with you. I'm disgusted.
With
I'm literally disgusted by what you've just been talking about.
Well,
And I don't mean no disrespect, you know, because I've got all the
Well,
time
go
in the
on,
world for
go
you.
on, go on,
right?
go on.
And Sean,
You know, the teacher.
sorry, no, it's not. I just can't read. Sean Patterson.
Sean.
Peterson.
Technology. It's curtain.
Is it Sean Peterson?
Patterson.
Patterson.
Oh, Patterson. Sorry, I apologise.
That's okay.
We are
People get it wrong all the
literally,
time.
we are literally sitting on the dawn of the last of our humanity, right? We are sitting on the dawn of our freedoms.
Well, I'm a retaliator. I've got to wait for them to take away my rights before I retaliate. So I will not fight for them. I will retaliate for them taking them. So there's no need for me to fight just now.
Okay.
I like to retaliate. I don't like to fight.
Leave your fight right now and do it later. Yeah.
No.
We are literally.
It's piling up just now.
Just one at a time, and then take it from there. New subject, bring it up one at a time.
Right. We are literally, as a human species, can I make it any more prophetic than that?
No,
we are
let's
literally
crack on from
standing
that.
on our fucking heels,
Yeah.
arguing, what are we going to do? We either stand again and stand for our freedoms and our rights, or we're going to get trampled.
How are you meant to stand for them when the Prime Minister hides behind a gate wall?
Well,
If you let me finish,
right.
Sean, I'd appreciate it.
Sorry.
No, that's okay, mate. Don't apologise.
No, I don't like butting in. It's very rude.
No, that's okay, mate. Just don't apologise. You know, we are literally, as a human species, standing on our feet. This is a point I'm going to make. We are standing on our feet, right? Remember that. Because if we carry on like this, and we keep letting these people badger us and bully us and push us and use mainstream media and every other fucking pretentious bullshit to fucking bully us into whatever they want us to do, we will not be standing on our feet anymore. Right? You'll have two options. You either die on your feet or live on your knees.
Yeah, we
Right?
get that.
So don't sit here and talk to me about fucking mugs, because the only
Right.
mugs on this fucking world is all of us. If we talk about whether it's
Yeah.
Dino's mug or Fluke Dog's mug or your mug or Sean's mug, or we're all turned into mugs. The lot of us. If we don't fucking start standing up, we've got one chance, fucking chance to stand up to this bullshit.
We
right?
know this, Fluke.
Yeah, so don't talk about this nonsense about mugs and cups of tea and all this nonsense.
No,
you've got one chance.
Hang on a minute, Fluke. Whoa. On my channel, I'll talk about what the fuck I want.
Yeah.
Right. Sean's come on and spoke about it, not me. So just like any other guest, they're allowed to say what they want. Right. And not everyone who's watching or listening wants to hear about one particular subject. They like a laugh, they like a very or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's about that as well. So it's understanding the live and not just your own thoughts and opinions.
Yeah, and I agree with that. And I
bring
agree
that
with
in
that
as
completely.
subject,
It's just
then we can
what
leave
worries
it, because
me. What worries me.
I did say, I said, Sean, he's sat there, he's been patient, he's decided to talk about what he wants to talk about. People don't like it, tough shit. Right? Yeah, we haven't got time, but we've run out of time fucking centuries ago. It don't mean we should give in. No way, I'll not give in. You know what I mean? But yeah, wake up, people. That's what we're trying to say. Fluke, myself, many other, Shawnee, a lot of people who come on here are saying, yeah, well, Dino thinks that way, so I'll come on, he'll let me say this, and yeah, go for it. But don't piss people off.
I'm not pissing people off.
You're going to push people away that way, Fluke.
I don't care, right? Okay, this is my position, and we all have to have a hill that we have to stand on. That's where we are. And my hill that I'm going to stand on is I'm not going to let these people take the fucking piss out of me. Do you know what I mean? And as long as I can get as many people to stand on the same hill as me, and not let them have the piss taken out of them. Do you know what I mean? People like Noah Harari and fucking these bullshitters like fucking, all these cunts. One bullshitter after another. Do you know what I mean? One bullshitter after another. Whether it be political or fucking pharmaceutical or this, that, and the other, just one bullshitter after another. Take the fucking piss out of me and my family. Do you know what I mean? All my friends, whether they be on my online friends, people in the chat are kind of, cool and whatever. Not everybody agrees with me. Not everybody disagrees with me. That's fine. Do you know what I mean? But we've got to have a hill that we stand on that we will not back down from. Do you know what I mean? That's what we need to do. That's the position we need to hold. Because if you don't, you're going to lose everything. It doesn't matter if I say it or Dino says it or Sean says it. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't matter who says it. Because at the end of the day, when these people want to take over your complete life, they will take over your complete life if you let them do so.
They already have them, Fluke.
And then don't let it happen. They haven't taken it. They haven't done it, Dino. Yeah. Don't give up. Don't give up. No, because if all the time you go, oh, they've already done it, you just admitted to fucking.
Well, the reality is they have. They've done a fucking job.
Just lost the argument.
The only thing we can do is try and struggle out of it. Or on principle, just say, well, go on, kill me then. You know what I mean?
You just lost the argument.
I do that.
You've lost the fight because you've already held your hands up and you've lost the fight.
No, I haven't. I've always stood up
for
what I've
said so. You just said so a minute ago. You said, well, they've already done it.
I'll tell you what, something then, rightfully. You try and penetrate it then.
Call out the
instigator. Do it. You can't do it. It's impossible. Try it then. I want to. I really want to, but Come on, someone show me how you do it then. Let's see you do it.
Well,
Anybody.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying
How,
that,
what's the
at the
answer?
end of
How
the
do we
day,
do
it's
it?
like,
Yeah, we know what we
I'm
need
not
to do.
giving,
We know what we need to do.
don't ask
But
me
then
for
what's
what the
next
answer
step
is.
after that?
The answer is, we don't know what that answer is. So we have to keep looking for what that answer is. How can we come together? How can we come together in a sociological way that we can, form together as a society and start fighting against this stuff? Because we know what it is. You
Well,
know
first
what it
of
is,
all,
Dino. I
the
know what
first
it
rule
is.
is not to go
You know,
against
because
anybody.
if you don't start fighting against it, you've
please,
already
two
lost.
secs, two secs, two secs,
Yeah,
two
Sean,
secs. You're
Luke,
talking
let
about a
Sean
community
speak.
here that
Let
needs to
Sean,
help you.
Sean,
Look,
Sean.
look, you're sitting there
Only
talking about a
Sean.
community to help you. There's 50 people here. There's 47 people in chat. 3 here, all listening to you. You know, you've got a community right here listening. And you're sitting there saying you need a community to listen. You've got one. Try talking to us. Tell us what it is you're looking for. I'll just say it.
I don't
We
have.
know,
This is the thing, Sean.
most of us in this chat know.
Everyone. I've had this thing so many times, especially over the last 2.5 years, right? That people want me to give them an answer, right? I don't have an answer to your question.
Right,
I just
what we
want
need to
government
really,
to
hang on, let me finish. Let me finish. I don't
I
have
will
an
do,
answer.
mate. But you are getting on my nerves a bit, so you know, you better tone it down a bit.
Okay, let me try and make this as clear as I possibly can, right? I can understand people asking me an answer for the question, right? And I can understand the question, which is, how do we resolve this problem? I don't have an answer to that problem, but we all know, if we look in the mirror and we look at the TV and we look at the news every day, we know what the problem is, right? The fact that we can't find an answer to it is irrelevant. The fact is, we've got to understand what the problem is. Because without all of us understanding what the problem is, none of us are ever going to find an answer to it. I can't give you an answer on my own. Dino can't give you an answer on his own. Shawnee can't give an answer on his own. Neil Robinson in the chat can't give an answer to that question. And nobody in the chat can give an answer to that question. But what we all have to understand is that unless we all get together and find a way forward, they are going to fuck us up.
They've already done it, Luke. That's why we're talking about what we're talking about.
If they've already done it, Dino, then let's just give up. Let's just live on our knees for the rest of our lives. Yeah, let's just do that.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm the one who
That's
stands
just what
right
you
in
admitted
front
to.
line.
You just admitted to it.
You know what I mean? It's okay saying this is where we're at. This is what we need to do. Yeah, okay then. What's the first step then? Where do we go from here? I want to go from here now. If I could be the leader, I'd be the leader.
Yeah, but I'm not the leader.
I don't know what to do.
You know, I can give you a million answers to a million questions, but I don't have the answer to this very, very simple problem. We have a systemic problem, right?
Right.
And I don't have the answer to everything. It's about all of us getting together and finding out how we find a solution to this problem.
Well, how do we do
problem, well, if you let
we do it in a mild manner for one, because if someone's trying to come across one way and it's putting people off, we're getting nowhere. So we need to come down on kind of the same level.
What we need to do is
Would you not agree that if everyone's on the same level, it would work a lot better and lot quicker?
Okay. So, and I agree with you. It's like you can't say right, Fluke's got the answers to all the problems. You can't say Dino's got the answer to all the problems. You can't say
so what do we do then?
Answers to all the problems. And you don't say that
so what do we do?
Biker's got the answer to all the problems.
No, what do we do then?
Right.
How do we go about it? Where do we start?
We need to get
started, have we?
So we need to get together as a community, whether it be online community,
How
whether
do we
it be
stay together
on the streets or whatever. right?
How do we
And
stay
find a
together?
solution to this problem.
Right,
Because if
because
we don't
natural
find a
human
solution to this
behaviour means
problem,
also getting together also
if we
means
don't, and if we don't find a
further and further
solution to this
away at the
problem
same time.
collectively,
Yeah.
if we don't,
Right. Sorry, mate, you're gonna have to go because you won't let me speak. You get to that point where you've just got to, and I'm sorry, mate. I believe in you and things like that. But if you won't let me talk on my own live, then that's it. Sorry. You've got other people's perspectives, not just mine. You've got 40 odd people's different opinions in there as well. So the way you get together is by not talking over each other, is by listening to each other, by accepting each other's views, comments, opinions, truths, advice, etc. And you gain knowledge that way through details in that sense. Experience, there's another thing, you know. We might think we know such a thing, but hey, you know, someone else might know more than that because they've been more involved with that. Who are we to say? You know what I mean? I'm all for it, mate. It won't happen. People are saying, "Get real." I'm real. It won't happen. We've been well under control for so long. I won't give in. I won't win. None of us will. And for me, that's a reality. You know, prove me wrong. We're not going to win. They're fucking hundreds of years in front of us. The frustration's coming out with people. But we're not going to win. If we are, how are we going to do it? We haven't even got a fucking plan. We haven't even got a starting point. All we're doing is talking about it. And they're hundreds of years in front. What chance do you think we've fucking got? Are you real? I mean, I want to, you know, I'd like to be someone who says, I was part of that, you know. I mean, I was right at the back. I mean, I said a few things and it influenced a few people. And if it weren't for that, then we wouldn't have got on top of it all and we wouldn't be in control now. And now we're in control. Guess what we're doing? What are we doing? Now we're in control. What are we doing now? What system are we going to create? Really? And it might sound like I'm sticking up for the powers that be or whatever. No way, man. No way. But I'm not having people thinking things can be solved overnight or if we don't do this, this will happen. It's already fucking happened. I mean, or am I dreaming? How you doing, Dino? Yeah, Manly, honestly, with no chance. And that is really hard to take. But do you know what? We only realise that later on in life, okay? Because when you're a kid, you go into school and things like that, you don't know this, what we know now. Of course not. So you believe in it all. You're already too far gone. And then by the time you realise it, what are we actually gonna do? I mean, is the talking over now? Is it not over? Are we not sick of hearing the same thing over and over again? It's like, for me, it's like, yeah, we know the score. So, right, what do we do now? No one's got a fucking answer. We take over the government. I've heard that. And then what? We smash through a protest line. And then what? So get real, get serious. If we take over the world, what do we do about it? How do we go about it? What kind of system do we create? You're stuck, guys, that's it. You're going nowhere. None of us. You've only got what they want you to have. You can't go out there and get what's beyond your dreams, if you like. You're in a material world. There are some religions that actually believe that when you die and go to heaven, you get material things as a reward. So yeah, we know what we need to do, or we know what we want to happen. And like Fluke said earlier, it's like, yeah, well, you know, we all accept it and let's carry on. And yeah, that's been the case, and we do, and things like that. But other than that, you know, if we really do want to change the world, how do we do it? You know, and let's say we do, and it's like, oh, they're defeated, we've taken over, and right, there we go. Yeah, 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 yeah. Then what? What's been our plan? Have we got a plan before we do what we're saying we need to do? You need a plan before that, and a plan before that, and a plan before that, just like they do. That's why they're so far in front. And just people think they can just do something overnight and then it's all ours. So it's all ours now. Let's say it's all ours right now. We've done it. Revolution, whatever you want to call it. There we go. It's all ours. All belongs to us right now. No longer are we in this mess, distress. So what we doing? Anyone got a plan? Anyone got a plan? Anything? What the future creation? Where are we going? What shall we do? What do you think? Shall we carry on with current values? What they call values? Shall we carry on with misconceptions, fantasies? Like, you know, I mean, no offense, because you're not allowed to say anything today, which is very hard for someone like myself, who just believes in being able to say what I think. You know, because without your mind, you're nothing, are you? Nothing at all without your mind. So these days you can be anything you want, really. A cardboard box or whatever, and it'd be classed as normal or whatever. Just ridiculous. So yeah. So yeah, I'll always fight. Try and stand up for my rights and things like that. But for anyone to think that as soon as we turn them over tomorrow, that we've actually got a plan in place to deal out the future and make us all happy and renewed and humanized again, I don't think anyone has. If they have, let me know, and I promise you I'll work 24/7 with you. Sorry guys, but the only way to move on is to stop talking about the same thing over and over again, because that's going nowhere, is it? And the longer we spend on doing that, the more time they have to get a further 100 years in front. But you might not see it that way. Okay, let's have a quick look back. Sorry, quick rant. Sean. Oh, you are so intelligent, Sean. Sean, I'm telling you, mate, right? You could write a book. If you commented every other minute, I could just read your comments all night. They're absolutely brilliant, mate. Sean Patterson. I didn't even know he did. Send it to me. I'll have it. And I'm not vain. Dino. Oh, God, I can't believe you. Gosh. If only you knew. If only you knew. Most of you guys who are in there. Dino, right there, right? I'll tell it. Dino, I've got to say it. Are you still listening? I don't know if he is. When was that? That was at 2:35. God, was it that time? Right, I will end it in about 10 minutes. But Dino, if you're still listening, thanks, mate. I'll never forget that night, and I will tell everyone that for those of them who don't know, that you as a guy was really anti-auditing, and you had a go at me that night. You really had a go at me, and I thought, well, I'll have a go back, and it ended up being and then we ended up kissing and make up, and then you were asking questions, and then I answered you the way I do, and just me being myself. And you got it, and then ever since you've been back in saying hello from time to time. So, and then you started getting it when all the same, right? Oh, okay, I know it's right. Oh, please be careful with words, guys. Right, I think that's another few hours taken down. No worries. Free speech, guys. Get it out. Yeah, Mally. I wanted him on tonight. His name's Adrian. I'll get more. But I know he's been listening. Always does. Didn't come on though, did he? No worries, mate. Thank you. Dino, you're a legend, you are, mate. I'd love you to come on. Not now, not tonight, because I'm going in a minute, but I'll never forget that night. Never. And it's still as clear as day in my mind, that conversation. It's made me so happy that you've come in. Thank you. Ants in there, you doing? Sean Patterson still in there. Cheap. What are you talking about? Metallica, when you free speech, swear there is the free near the kind new. Right? Aye. Okay. Really? I get some right characters in. Brilliant. Anyway, I've really enjoyed it tonight, guys. It's been superb. Thanks. I think I've had round about a max of about 70 odd in, so which has not been bad really. Because sometimes I find it hard to cope on my own. But it's not been too bad. So I appreciate it. Fluke being Fluke like he is, you know. We get used to him, but I kicked him off. He knows what he's like, so he'll get in touch, and I might let him on again. You never know. I might do. Oh, really, Mally? There's another one then, eh? What joins the gang? I'm gonna come round your house, mate. What? I would never think of saying that to anybody. What is it with people? That's like, do you know what? What I've found out with people like that who say things like that, they're just cowards. You know. Oh, by the way, that takes me back a little bit. Somebody said Ryan Rampage about porn bombing, things like that. Well, Ryan Rampage is a little girl, right? Nothing to me. Absolutely nothing. I hope you're listening, mate. If you want to come on one night, come on. No problem. Not for me anyway. But how can someone who claims to be a churchgoer? I'm so holy. See my ring, my halo around my head. I'm a churchgoer. I'm Ryan Rampage. If you think it's fun to porn bomb somebody, mate, and you have to mention my name about it, then you're a coward, aren't you? So, bit desperate, aren't they? Some people. How do we get rid of deanology? Don't know. Can't do it. Sean, you've been brilliant, mate, tonight. Thank you. Thanks. Can't believe you've done that. Total shock. But yeah, I've not been paid for that. But how much did that cost you? Right. That means I'm owed money. I've just realised. He's done mugs as well. Okay. Really? Oh, Sean, I don't want to know, mate. Honestly, I'm not into that. But thanks anyway. And you're right. That's the way they get you. They get you to believe. I mean, look at today, right? I mean, I went to my dad's. Right. Anyway, the TV was on, and it was all the marching and the and stuff like that, and I couldn't even look at the screen. Quite upsetting, which is ironic because on the other hand, there are people who feel so proud of it, they get that kind of emotion. And my emotion is, oh my God, you know, how much are we fooled, and how can you fall for it? And the worst is the ones who know it but won't admit it and they go along with it, i.e. the sheep, or most of them. But it's them who know it but are too afraid to go, no, I'm not having that anymore. You know, like we do. The ones who get cast out or the ones who get persecuted, like, you know, he's a bit weird, isn't he? Was he talking about hell? You know, how come most of us believe in that and you don't? You know, but I'll not even bother looking into it as well at the same time. Sean, this is it, mate. If only it wasn't this time of morning. But yeah, I could go on about stuff like that all night, all morning, whatever. But yeah, it hurts, mate. It very much does hurt. We've all been conned at something, whether it be petty or, you know, out of a tenner or whatever. You know, your MOT, you've been conned. It's like they found an extra fault, charge you a bit more, you know, and you think, hang on. You know when you've been conned, right? With whatever. That it's not a nice feeling, is it? That. And that's just in the material world. So to feel it biologically, that's very hard for me, that, knowing I've been conned from birth. And all I can do is make the best of what I got, which is nothing really. And a lot of people think they've been given everything. Especially, I don't think Eamon's in. No. I mean, Some people think they're in frigging paradise, don't they? Right, so I'll leave it there because I think everyone's fucking off. Sorry to get boring, but right, I'll look back for a sec. Thanks, guys, for coming in. Appreciate it. It was a surprise live. I thought, why not? I did owe it to people who tune in and thought last night wasn't right. So I thought, I'll crack on, do my job, and try and do a decent one tonight, make up for last night, which hopefully I have done. It's been different, which is what I like. Your support's been brilliant. I've seen a few more new names in, like I get every week. Thanks very much. Appreciate it very much. Thanks for not mentioning, bringing other people into it and things like that. Appreciate that as well. Yeah, no worries. Thanks very much, Gat. Honestly, I really appreciate it. It's the third time lucky, I think. So yeah. I think we've done all right, yeah. I can't believe I've had to kick Fluke. Actually, I can. I'll have a word with him. But he's not a bad guy, so he's a pain in the ass, and he knows it. But please don't judge him as a bad person, because he's not. It's all right. I'll tell you what. Shall we go out with some laughs? Let's finish with some laughs. Who's got a joke? Where's AD when I need him? An airman. Sean, I think I told you that one about the cake shop in Glasgow. The one, the famous one in Glasgow. The cake shop. I went down. I went because someone said cake shop, Glasgow, most famous going, bang on, all homemade, super brilliant, A1. So I went, Glasgow, right, all right, no bother. So I went down. Guy came out. I said, "Excuse me." I said, "Is that custard or a meringue?" He went, "No, you're not wrong. It's a custard." Anybody in from the Galapagos Islands? No? Melly? Is that Melly? Who's that? Melly? No. Yeah. Right, I'll do the other one, Melly, now. Right, I'll try. Go on, we'll do 10 more minutes, why not? Right. Let me pick on somebody. Dennis. Right, Dennis. Of course, you don't have to say, but where are you from? Roundabouts. That's me done. Bloody hell, 3 a.m. Okay. From Ireland. Not another. Gosh, how many? I've got more Irish fans than anyone else. Ridiculous. I wish you'd all go away. Ireland, Dennis, honestly, thanks very much, mate. I can't believe it. It's all Eamon's fault, this. He spread the word for me, haven't you, Eamon? I reckon so. Much love. Thanks, Eamon. I know he's probably asleep now. He's drunk himself to sleep, I know, but he'd probably watch this bit tomorrow. Or maybe the day after. But Ireland, Dennis, honestly, mate, I'm sure there's some really nice parts of it. Born in Glasgow. I'd like to say there's some nice parts of it, but there isn't. Which I'm sorry about you. And not as bad as mine, mate. You're very much welcome. Okay, so from Donegal, Dennis, I'm sure there's some nice parts of it. Don't make me do this. What? Sean? No. No, I didn't. This is what I mean. Sean, can you just put hi or something in the chat? Don't get that. Did I? Okay. I've not studied it yet. Dennis, go easy on me. He's having a laugh. Don't hide it. There you go. Okay. I've got the power. Right, I'm going. I'm tired. You've tired me out, you lot. Thanks for coming in. You've been brilliant. You didn't know we've had great conversations. It's been some good stuff. Okay, I fucked up a couple of times and things like that, but I'll just carry on, guys. All these people who are trying to put me off, and they're not strong enough, they're not smart enough. So things will change from this point on, live stream wise. Not too much, but just expect a change. But it will carry on as per normal. If you know what I mean. Thanks, mate. I'll see you. Hopefully, I'll see you, mate. Then we can have a proper good chat on Saturday. I might keep you guessing. Could be tomorrow. Could be tomorrow and Saturday. Could be tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday. You just never know with me, do you? Okay, cheers, guys. No worries, Sean. Thanks very much indeed. Thanks for being a mug. I'll see you all soon. Thanks for cheering me up and as well. Everyone who's been on, massive respect, much love. I'll see you next live, whenever it may be. Thanks for your support. Cheers. See you soon, guys. Nice one.